Hello everyone. Welcome to Hustle Mindset for your daily dose of tips and tricks to a healthy and progressive work attitude. Trust is a life-saving hack in all domains. It's the secret to a good life. How is this relevant to the workplace? Ever wondered? Remember, working together means being a team, and a team can't function without trusting its members. Let's find out the relevance of trust with workplace and also shower you with some highly effective tips to merit and maintain others' trust at work and in general. Come along. When it comes to gaining trust and achieving others' interests quickly, whom should we consider as an example? Perhaps the person with the most followers and the politician with the most voters. Sure, they all will have something valuable to preach, but I doubt they aren't perfect examples. Dale Carnegie, in his book How to Win Friends and Influence People, mentioned that dogs are the perfect source to follow. Have you ever found an individual who picks up your belief and fellowship in minutes, or any individual who adores you more than anything, who cherishes without any intrigue? In any case, much cherish us without individual picks up. Their life spins around us. They are a fair portion of our lives, but they include, as it were, us. Must know by a few divine intuitive that we will win genuine companions and pick up interest by taking a veritable intrigue in other life rather than asking others consideration for months. Nowadays, the most prominent jump in our important relationship is our self-centeredness. But fair taking note and perusing doesn't make any distinction. To begin with, we ought to discover basic measures to pick up others' belief, at that point to actualize them in our life, to move towards a life full of companions and delight. As in the words of Anatole France, to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. Belief is fundamental to solid connections, since it infers a certain degree of vulnerability. Believe is the readiness to be powerless to the activity of others. Believe may be a choice. Trust implies that we have certainty within the eagerly and thought processes of the other party. We believe it to development and to secure interface, our prosperity. We get it believe as being the quality of a door, commitment, companionship, and organization. As Stephen Covey wrote, trust is the glue of life. When a breach of belief in another happens, our world is smashed. In most cases, in spite of the fact that the inverse of belief isn't doubt. Our life encounter is much more complex, energetic, and conflicting than fear, the trust-distrust inverse conditions. Or maybe believe and doubt coexist, and we involvement them as ambivalent. For case, we might believe our boss or our accomplice in a few viewpoints, and doubt them or believe them less in others. I might believe the ability of a colleague based on his or her grant, but doubt the same colleague when it comes to appearing up in time for assembly. Here's how to build on trust and maintain it. Be reliable. We are hardwired to look for out-believe commendable individuals and to test others to see whom we will believe. But the primary step is to God to be reliable ourselves. Like pulls and like, and if you contribute in getting to be an individual, others can believe individuals whom you be able to believe will be pulled into you. Keep your promises. The surest check of a reliable individual is one who keeps his promises. Keep little or indeed unimportant promises, since others will gauge your unwavering quality on the huge things from how you handle the small ones, indeed in case they are not deliberately mindful of it. Keep promises to yourself. It isn't terrible human coming up short that we demand on ethics in others that we do not create in ourselves. Keeping promises to yourself is closely connected with determination and self-control, and these excellencies are basic to being reliable, particularly when the chips are down. Keep in mind, resolve is like every other muscle. No matter how out of shape your determination may be, in the event that you lock in everyday works out like being on time, you'll slowly ace yourself. Undercommit and over-deliver. Make beyond any doubt, merely as it were make guarantees that you simply know you'll keep. We overcommit since we want people to cherish and regard us. However, the fastest way to lose adore and regard is to fall flat to keep our guarantees. Get within the habit of composing down each guarantee you make, no matter how unimportant. This will grant you a way to oversee your promise making and evaluate how well you're doing in keeping them. Be willing to create guarantees. One of the stratagems that famously untrust with the individuals utilize is denying to form guarantees within the to begin with put. This misleading line of thinking contends that on the off chance that you do not make any guarantees, you do not need to stress almost breaking them. Individuals rapidly see through this methodology, and indeed more rapidly you may get the notoriety not as it were for shakiness but for being ambivalent as well. Be willing to form promises. One of the stratagems that famously unreliable people utilize is refusing to form guarantees within the to begin with put. This false assumption holds that you shouldn't worry about breaking promises if you don't make any. According to this line of reasoning, people quickly catch on to this tactic, and as a result, you might become known not just for being reluctant, but also for being unstable. Keep in mind that a refusal to form a choice is fair another kind of decision. Protect your individual brand. We more often than not think of a brand as something that belongs to laundry cleanser, but we all have an individual brand. Like a great brand director, get within the propensity of always inquiring yourself, how will this choice influence my individual brand? Everything you are doing or do not do influences your brand, and within the long run your notoriety is your most important resource. Wipe out uncertainty. Nothing undermines belief speedier than equivocalness. We default to expressions like I'll attempt and arrange to outfit conceivable deniability when we fall flat to provide. Numerous of the he said, she said discussions that deliver so much grinding in commerce are caused by equivocal endeavors by everybody included to remain off the snare. Nearly each time I run down one of these differences, I discover that the genuine guilty party may be a disappointment by the parties involved. To be clear and particular within the to begin with put approximately who is promising what to whom by when. Institutionalized promise keeping. At our possessed company, RGI, we institutionalize promise keeping. Every fundamental task required its own claim paper trail, which comprised a clear explanation of who was involved, the promise offered, and the standards by which the promises may be determined to be achieved. My accomplices and I tirelessly overseen this handle, and the small bit of additional exertion up front that it took to deliver this paper path paid off abundantly in time spared and sick will have maintained a strategic distance from after the reality. Never make individuals inquire. In case you make individuals go around a guarantee, you've got as of now misplaced half of your validity. On the off chance that one of your individuals is up for survey and must inquire you for it, you more often than not conclusion up giving a greater raise whereas getting small goodwill in return. Nothing builds belief superior than foreseeing your commitments and conveying on them without being inquired. Obligation reimbursed sometime recently, it is inquired for reaps a tremendous profit in belief. The money that changes hands is the same, but the belief condition is drastically distinctive. Communicate. No one can keep all their promises, but there's no pardon for disappointment to communicate that we may be incapable to provide. We frequently maintain a strategic distance from communicating from shame or the fear of conceding disappointment. But this, as it were, leads others to assume that you simply had no purposeful of keeping your guarantee and were trusting that they would come up short to take note. Get within the propensity of preemptively sending status reports on your guarantees. In the event that everything is aiming to range, you save others from stressing. And on the off chance that not, you allow them time to go to plan B, point past the target. It is inconceivable to be reliable in trade in the event that you're questionable within the rest of your life. The ministers of Mepkin donate small thought to that limit field called commerce morals. The belief that the friars appreciate in trade simply spills over from the way they live their lives. Belief for the ministers isn't a commerce procedure or tactic. It is the normal byproduct of living for the next reason. Alternately, on the off chance that you esteem belief for its childish utility esteem alone, you may most likely fall flat in your endeavors. Building trust within the work environment is fundamental to our victory. It is the mystery to a cheerful marriage. On the off chance that we learn how to build belief, we are going moreover know how to believe somebody. Let us know in the comments down below of how you mend broken trust at your workplace. Drop in your suggestion for all of us. See you again soon in another video with amazing new tips on making work a better place. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be on this journey with us. Happy hustling!